Okay. Hey, morning, guys. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Kevin. So, generally, I post these. Well, generally, I go streaming live on the Discord app. But I figured I'd just do the YouTube thing because quite a few people want me to have this recorded for them. Some people, um, like Luke in Australia, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to all right. Do you, Daniel? Why is that? I'd like to know. Good morning, Hernan. So today I took one trade. You'll see it right here. MGNX. I think this is the one. Yeah, you can see a lot of range. Every small inch, shy of an inch, is $1, and isn't that's not that bad considering the spreads. Right now the spreads is between 6 to 10. I think the maximum was 10 cents. Let me show why. Okay, so first I always start off with the daily here. And I saw how it could reach here at 1547. And then and right here, see how it, I should just draw the lines for you. Please let me know if there's like an echo, because so right here, it's kind of sketchy, but there's one right here, kinda, and then there's definitely one over here, and then there's one right here, but right, so oh, that's the weekly, sorry about that. So this one was evident, and then this one right here, you can see, we need to zoom in a little bit more, and then there's this one, right? So if I look at the 1 minute chart, this is what I get. So it touched here, and then it went down. That would have been tricky. This one was trying to reach $15, and it went down and had that spike. But you guys, if you already know my strategy, I generally don't trade until I have at least 3 15-minute candles. So I wouldn't have done this one or this one, even though it did look good, right? And then and this is the third 15-minute candle. So it reached up, and the thing was, I didn't want to get tricked in, right? So I'm looking for a 1 minute trigger. So then I got in around here, around this area right here. Right here. And then I just waited for it to go down. And it worked out nicely considering how the range. This one was nice. So you can see that it was right here, and of course I didn't wait for it. Not of course, but I'm not that patient in the morning. So I didn't wait for the 9 minute, 5 minute 9 EMA. I just got out basically around, what does it say? Yeah, around 14. You can see a trend line right here. It gets getting messy. Let me just go here, right here. See, right in this area, you can see how there's a little bit of a support area right here, so I didn't want to test it. So that was what basically a dollar move, and I went a little bit heavy, about 1,500 shares, and then I scaled out, so I made shy of 1,500, or about 1,000 on this one. So the morning's starting off good, but it was, obviously pretty stressful. Hugh Denny's asking for the layout for my trade ideas. Sure thing. I'll PM me. Let me just tell him right now. Oh wow, I didn't have a chance to read his. I didn't notice that he even messaged me until now. Okay, so generally one of the main reasons I'm doing YouTube is because I only want the general chat to be about trades. I don't want to clutter the general chat. Hey Karan, how's it going? So if I haven't already said, the reason why I do it on Discord is mainly because the live streams are generally on Discord all the time, because I found out that there's practically no lag. So if you wanted to emulate my trading, then being on the Discord is actually more ideal. I'm not going to show you my trading screen for a couple of reasons, mainly because I don't want you to see the amount of shares that I use, because some people just blindly, if they're not initiated in trading, they'll trade blindly and just follow exactly what I do, and some people can't take the loss. If I have a loss, some people can't handle that kind of loss. So I don't want people trading blindly, of course. And then also, of course, there's privacy issues, because I have my account number that I don't know how to blur out going live. And even if I could blur it out, I don't want to take that chance, guys. But maybe someday. Someday maybe if I can, have a disclaimer and such things. The only people that actually do see my trading platform are family, friends, because I know who they are physically, and I know where they live. So for me, it's 11. Oh, well, Eastern time is 11 o'clock. So all I'm doing is scanning my trade ideas here, and so far I don't see anything on my counter trends since 20 minutes ago. So if you have any questions, just chime in. I'm here to ramble. Oh yeah, I did this just for you, Carnan. I actually just kind of like brushed my hair a little bit. Raleigh is saying, "Hey, Raleigh, long time. Um, your mic is picking up the keyboard sounds more than your voice." Oh, well, the keyboard is a clicky board. It's not a it's not a Cherry MX board, but it is kind of loud. This one is special. This one's called Bloody, and it's hard to show, maybe because it's a mirror image, but the number pads on the left hand side, so I can have more space on the key on the mouse side, so I can click around and change and do the numbers without having to switch my switch hands. Because most people would use the mouse and then they'll take their hands off the mouse to use the numpad, but I can use the numpad on the left hand side and the mouse on the right hand side, which is kind of cool. Also, this one doesn't use mechanical keys, even though it sounds clicky. It uses, if I'm not mistaken, it uses light. So every time I click, it it closes the loop by eliminating light. So it's a new technology. It's kind of cool. And also, other than the fact that this is catching on, this kind of design is catching on for gamers because you don't have to take your hand off the mouse. I'm also left-handed, so now uh, people are actually identifying how it's beneficial to be left-handed because I can do this with my left hand, which is more practical to me, anyways. So I used to have to buy a separate numpad, but now I found this thing, which is again made by Bloody, and it's solid. I like it a lot. Also, if I click it, I have it set to when I click it, it goes from blue to red, and it fades out. It's really nice. I like it. My other one failed because I had too much chips and stuff stuck in the gaps. But I like this thing so much, I don't even eat here anymore. But yeah, the only con is it doesn't have an option to eliminate the clicking, and I have the blue mic all the way up here because I don't want it to get in the way of my cheap webcam. So if I increase the sensitivity and bring this down to here and get it closer to me, then you see this big ass nubbin. Excuse my French. This nubbin right here. If I get closer like this, then possibly my voice will be louder than the keyboard. But I'm kind of picky like that. I don't want to have it in the way. So sorry about that, Raleigh. Yeah, it's a cool keyboard. What I don't like is the fact that they're trying to advertise this as a new gaming design. It's not a gaming design. Well, it is a gaming design, but it's a lefty keyboard. So if you don't want to pay this kind of money, I think it's about $200. Then you can always get a lefty keyboard, and I think it's still $200 because everything's more expensive for the weird people. So I think I digress. I was talking about I stream on a Discord app because I get to share more. If you're, and you'll find it in the description below, how under Jeremy Newby's chat room, he shares a lot of his trades, and that guy's an awesome trader. He's a good friend of mine. So I'm the moderator. I don't own that chat room, but
NLS.
but I share a stream there. In which case the Discord has zero lag, while in YouTube, according to Alpine, if you stream long enough, it's gonna be like a 2-minute delay, and that's not gonna work out. But of course, I don't want just anybody following me trade, right? But if you are really interested in trading and you want to be part of that kind of family of counter trend, because that's all I really expose on live stream. That's why I'm on at this time, because in the morning it would be a trend trade, right, or a gap and go, and I don't want to share those because, I'm basically 60% success rate, which I think is generally how everybody are if you're successful in those kind of trades. But with the counter trend, well, you've already seen. If you're watching this, you probably already seen my videos, and I'm at the 90 percentile. I'm at solid 90% success rate. And for beginners, I truly believe success is important, because beginners don't know how to be a C student, right? We all want to win. And when you're a beginner and you start losing, then you start adding to a bad position, and then you fail out. We've all been there. Okay, so talking too much. Trade Ideas just told me about NLS. This is the 5-minute. This could have potential of rebounding off this low. It's not my kind of trade. I mean, I'm always a skeptic when it comes to a double down. Hey, Mr. Mackey. I'm gonna delete your, if you're on YouTube and you see this, I'm gonna delete your conversation in the general chat. Just a quick. I just need the general chat to be clean. I don't think some people appreciate just regular chatting. I mean, I enjoy it because trading can be pretty boring, right? That's one of the reasons some people want to be in a stream in a group chat, because it's lonely. All we're doing is stressing out, waiting for the next trade. I'm gonna delete it because that's my job as a moderator. But I told him I'll PM him. Probably because he doesn't know how to. So if you are watching on the Discord, go to the home page, and on this at least for me as a moderator, on the left hand side I can see everybody that's in it, and I'm going to search for Mackey. There he is right there. I'm not. Even my mouse is a little bit clickier. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Hope he gets that. All right. So, as usual, if I were to take a trade, so here's an example. I'm probably not going to take this one, but you can see it right here. On the daily chart, I can very easily draw a trend line there, or a support line, whatever you want to call it. I just call it a trend line for all the beginners. I don't want to keep using different lingo, but they'll catch on eventually as we spiral in. So here's a trend line. You could see, it's kind of dirty. I mean, it doesn't always touch everything, but it's right there. That's a very strong trend line to break down. And then the next area would be down here. Down here. So that's a good 30 cents away. and then I'll go to the 15. And the 15, you can see it's all red, which is nice. But there's a strong rebound right here, and you'll probably see that on the 5s, right there. And that happened at 9. So it's going to come down and it's going to test this area, and we don't know if it's going to break down. It already kind of broke down a little too far.
IRM.
And we could see it bounce up, but you see that this area right here is kind of suggesting that it's going to go down before it goes back up. So this is what we call it's getting squeezed. Okay, she's telling us about IRM. Pablo says, I need to hear NLS 2 seconds later than my scanner. Oh. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Right? Oh, there's the breakdown, isn't it? There's the breakdown right there. Huge volume. And there's a potentially it'll come back up. But it needs to contest to that area, right? So that's a 20 cent move down, but there's a good 9 cent spread. So this is just a good reason why I wouldn't take it. That's just me, okay? I just especially when I'm on stream and I have family friends watching, I'm not going to take risks like this. It may reduce your win rate, but you know, this could be a good win. That took a lot of volume to bring it down, and it's broke up. So there's a good rejection wick right there, and here it comes back up, and then see if it can break through. So either it's scalp or it's going to be a lose. Scalp initially, and then scale out, right? Great second video. Thanks, Attilio. Are you talking about the lesson 2? Because I've also had somebody who said that they have adult ADD. That's called AADD. Say that they didn't like having the music in there. I like to make a poll on that, because personally I put the music in because I don't want to hear myself breathing or making any kind of weird noises. But for him it was oh, thanks, Attilio. For him it was distracting. And if you don't want the music, that's not I'm all for that, really, because I do like music, but putting music in was a pain. In fact, I actually had to buy Soundstripe. You know how you can buy Artlist and Soundstripe just to get music that's not copyrighted. So I was trying to find royalty free, but if you guys ever tried making a video that's royalty free in music, some of them actually say it's royalty free, and it is for a while, and then they'll copyright it, and then they'll take your money, right?
Cars.
AdSense wise. Okay. Cars got me a few times in the past. One time in the past, I think you've seen in the last video I shared with you guys on a vlog. Doesn't mean it won't work today. This still doesn't look. IRM just has a lot of see, IRM doesn't have the ramp in volume, so I'm just going to straight skip that one. Cars, on the other hand, is spiking straight up with volume right here. It's a cheap stock, 1 cent spread. Okay, thanks, Attilio. So I guess it's split right now. It's 1-to-1. But I already paid that $10 a month anyways, so I'm going to use it when I can. I just like music. I think I'm the only one that that puts music in a trading video. Oh, Mr. Mackey never responded. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he gets my PM.
Cars.
But if you watch this video, this stream, Mr. Mackey, in order to get on the Discord, all you gotta do is go into the lobby,
IRM.
and you'll see. I'll message everyone that I'm going live. IRM keeps. Oh, is that the one that? No? IRM has volume as well. But do you see this, guys? This is looking really beautiful. Other than the fact that it's a breakout from here, from 1583-ish, and then it's breaking out up, and then it's coming down now. This would be ideal. Here's a cleaner look, guys. So let's do what we usually do. Look in the daily here. Where's it gonna go? It's right here on this doji. It's a little bit higher than that. But this is actually the next one it should contend to. 650. So I would really like it to hit 650. And then at this moment it looks like a 1 minute trigger. It looks clean on a 1 minute trigger, meaning that it hasn't really past the previous candle on the 1 minute chart. So you could take it right here. Okay, I'm in. Stop at high day. Stop at high day because of that daily area right here at 650. So if it doesn't go, it doesn't go. And then wait for another move to 650. But then we're already dealing with this reset here. So it may not look that good anymore. But right now it does look good. Right now I'm a little green. So going back to this one with the indicators, I kind of want it to at least pass up this area, 6-7.
IRM.
And as you guys already know, I don't like things that chop. I just want it to go down. I mean, who doesn't want it just to go down? There it goes. Okay, I'm out of half right there. What I do like about this right now is the fact that what it's doing is requiring very little volume. So it's suggesting that it doesn't want to change its path. The more volume there is, the more people are suggesting it needs to come back. So I don't want it to fight. Six is a nice number. It is the 1 minute, by the way. Generally, I want it to go to the 5 minute 9 EMA, but that's pretty far away, isn't it? That's asking for a bit much. 853 is a nice number. But I'm telling you right now that I generally don't hold my breath that long. And I'll probably get the majority of my shares out right now. Got out at 5.99. Okay, that was nice. That was for me that's $98. This week is not a big share day week for me. I'm having some issues sleeping. Um, I'm. I'll tell you guys honestly that I am not a natural trader because my lifestyle is not very. Oh, there you go. Hey, Mr. Mackey. I hope you got my message. But yeah, right now I'm just trading on YouTube. So what was I saying? Right. I'm not a natural trader. I've been trading for over 15 years. Um, Overall, over 15 years since high school. So I'm just an experienced trader, and I know when I can trade. I know when I shouldn't trade. And at this moment, I'm kind of on the fence. Nothing. With this COVID issue and the fact that I feel really claustrophobic now. I'm not at my happiest place. If I were and everything was perfect, then I would trade larger. So you probably saw that on my first week. I posted a week's worth of TradeNet where I accrued about I think 6,000, but that was the beginning of quarantine, right? That was when everything was just kind of fun. But now I'm just getting tired of this life. The other thing there's a couple of things I don't like about using Discord. One is I don't want to clutter the general chat. If there was a way to put us in a different lounge, and we can chat there, um, and publicly without affecting the general chat, then that'll be great. But that's not my chat room to decide. And another one is even though Karnan wants to see my hair and all, I also don't mind being on the webcam because it helps you guys see what I'm doing. I mean, if I didn't want you to see me, I just turn this little thing down like that. But generally, with that cam, you can tell when I'm walking away, because most people will be asking, "I can't hear you." Well, if you don't see me, then I'm probably not there anyways. I'm feeling fine. I don't want y'all to worry about me. That's real thoughtful, but it's just when I should train when I should trade large, and right now I'm just looking for $500 days. But today I'm up pretty good. Really really rude awakening, but it's okay. You know what I also find cool about my setup that I really didn't share with y'all is this is kind of getting old now, but it's a Corsair. Can I pull it out and see this thing right here? It's in my trading setup. But the really cool thing about this is, see how it just turned red like that? This thing is telling me I have it set to be from white, blue to red. And when it's red, it's telling me that the CPU is working harder. And it's directly related to the temperature of the computer. That's a really cool piece of software right there. That, and I just like the ergonomics, and it has a sniper button on the side for gamers. So I have it set to be really sensitive, so I can move around really fast with 1-inch movement. But if I really want to snipe the movement or make a straight line, then I can click that button on the side. That's another cool little thing. If you just want to, spend extra money for fun. But I get this sometimes. Some people say, well, your setup is excessive. Well, when you trade for a long time, everything bothers you. Especially when you're having a bad day. You don't want anything in your way. You don't want clutter on your computer. You don't want chips stuck in between your keys. You don't want your wrist hurting because it's sitting on the side of the table too long. So I have all sorts of things just to make me more comfortable. And I sometimes, if my eyes are tired, I have yellow glasses. These are all things that are excessive to a young person, but I'm 42 years old now, I think. So I'm just trying to be as comfortable as possible. Harshana, how's it going? First time I heard from you. Superb, respect your decision. I want to be a good trader. Can you give me some advice and introductions? Oh, you deleted it. Message retracted. I hope I didn't offend you by saying your name. But you can always look at my previous videos. I have those lessons, and it really helps if you guys just comment and tell me what else you want to see. I know I'm getting a lot of I want to see level 2, but level 2 is so complex. Jamie asks, have you ever shared your scanner setup? Yeah, all the time. Every single chance I get. If you want my scanner, if you have trade ideas and you just want my parameters, you can email me or get on the Discord app. I prefer the Discord app because it's a tighter knit group. On my email, it gets cluttered. I'm one of those people that whenever I see clutter, I avoid it. I just don't even want to look at it anymore. I'll just open up another email. So get on the Discord app. The link is in the description. It's not a scam. I'm not making money off you. It's not even my chat room. It's free. So just get on it, PM me, and I'll send you the file. Oh, thanks, Rim. You know what? When I first started all this, it was just to show my dad that I could day trade, because he taught me how to do short-term trading in high school, and he didn't believe in day trading. So I made a vlog for him, and when I publicized it, a lot of people were skeptical on counter trends, because everybody only knew about gap and goes and trend trading, and they had a lot of gripe against scalpers. Not that I ever called myself a scalper, but sometimes I get out really fast because I don't like what I see. But I digress. The whole thing was about just showing how it's done, and then I wanted to make it larger and larger. In which, when my subscribers were actually over 20,000 at that time, and before I stopped, and then I think some people said I was one of the first people to actually vlog every single day for over 2 months, and I was proud about that. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to open up a chat room, and in which my dad told me don't do it, because he says, if you're making money, nobody's going to believe you. If you're going to charge a little bit to do a chat room, then what kind of person is going to believe that you're going to really truly help them out if you're taking their money? Because if you're making a lot of money, why would you want their money? And that's so true. The only reason that you would want their money is because you kind of weed out the people that shouldn't be there. But at the same time, it's like, if you can really just hold on to your, have a thicker skin, then it really doesn't matter who talks crap about you anyways in your group. Eventually they'll leave. So that's why I truly believe that, for a beginner, you're always going to lose money. 100%, the best traders always blow up their account. And the last thing I want to do is just take your money, because you need it. You need every cent at this moment, right? Looking cute. Thanks, Adley. I think. You can thank Karnan. He's the one that told me to take my hat off. Yeah, Harshana. Yeah. I didn't quite finish your message, but I think you were asking the lessons. I mean, for help, and I am publicly. I was going to have it unlisted and just have people ask me, but it does. Passive income is kind of cool. Just getting a few bucks for enough for your efforts. So I don't. I kind of care about taking your money, but I have no problem taking Google's money, right? Google AdSense, it's just, even though it's pennies, it's still something. Hugo says, I love music, but I would love to hear what you're saying or trying to understand or even more. So I guess, oh, you're the person that commented on being it too loud, but I think I couldn't tell that it was loud. In fact, between the range of my editing editor, between 0 to 100, being having the lowest is -30, and I had it at -29. So I couldn't get it any lower, unfortunately. I just wanted to just to be way in the background. But yeah, I think I think if it comes to a lesson, you are right though. There's no reason to have music. Mr. Mackey says, I remember you saying when you quit for a while after the storm you were getting death threats. No, it's the other way around. It was another story, Mr. Mackey. The death threats wasn't because I was quitting the vlogs and trading. Like a car. See, this is why I don't. It's not. It wasn't bad. Just taking a look at it. See, this happens a lot, guys. Um, if you trade large, remember, if you trade large, then you can always scale out, in which it may go against you right here by, for me, it would have been against me about 10 cents, and then it'll go further down. So, the market's always going to make you look like a fool. But the whole idea about the compounded movement of my counter trend strategy is the fact that it's compounded. I'm not looking for a quick reset. I need it to create a huge daily candle like this one, in which I can kind of assume, which we all can kind of visually assume that could be the very top of the wick of the body of the candle. And we made a nice, beautiful candle, daily candle, and it is going to come back. And then even if it goes back up, it may come back down because it looks good. But I don't want to take those risks sometimes. All right, the death threats. So here's how it went. So I created a chat room that was free, and all I asked was people to donate. And at that time, I had a friend that passed away. Was he passing away? He was passing away. He didn't pass away. He wasn't dead just yet. But he was a really good person. The dude got married, went into a third world country, and worked at an orphanage with his wife. So the only money he got was funded by the church. And that's all he did. And then he had something like he had cancer. I think it was like colon cancer. So he was already destined to die, and yet he didn't leave the orphanage. The dude his family lived in Houston, and if you guys know, Houston, Texas is like one of the best places for medical help. They're the one that pioneered heart surgery. I think that's where I reside, right, by the way. That's how I know him. We were friends since middle school, in our church. So I asked everybody to fund his funeral. So it was like $20 or something, and then I took that money and I gave it to his surviving wife and daughter. But after that, well, not during that time when I was doing the chat, that was when I used to share my screen, and people saw some cool stuff, and but at the same time, some people saw some bad days, and I had two bad days. Um, One of the days was pretty bad, and they couldn't manage the risk. They stayed in and on it, and they blamed me. In which case, later on, um, they started threatening me. They tried to start doxing me, trying to find where I live, threatening, telling me that I ruined their life because because I lost $800, I think, and that was too much for them. So it was just stupid. It was really stupid. Too much pressure. There was another episode where the guy failboated his account, and if you know anything, and in some accounts, if you stay in a position, your account won't close. So he stayed in a losing position, and he asked me to take over his account so I can help manage bring it back up to where it's supposed to be. And that's just, you can't do that. That's just, there's got to be some, definitely something bad about that. I mean, if I mess up, then what? Then he's going to probably be another one of those death threat issues. And that's that's after that experience, then that's when I quit. That's when I started doing a little bit of trading, and then Harvey came around, the flood in Houston, and that's when I switched my attention on helping all the dogs that got lost, and then I changed my focus. Instead of teaching traders that were hungry for money and giving me death threats, I focused on the dogs that could learn something and find a new home. So which one would you do? But at the moment, at this time, since we were quarantined and we need to stay home and all, I really have no choice. I can't teach any dogs, for a few reasons, especially because I'm in contact with my parents, and my father has some morbidities. He's just older, so I can't contract it. If I contract it, then I put my family at risk. I know I'll survive it, but there's no way I can try to. It would be selfish of me, unless I had a foolproof way of quarantining myself away from my wife. But I can't survive without her. $10:42. Scanners. Oh, it's 11:43. Nothing for 20 minutes. When this happens and I get a little eager, I may look at these scanners right here. I call them ripping up and down. So if you, well, you can't. It's not connected to this one, but I get to see the ones that are. Look at the MGNX. It's crazy. That are still ripping upwards. A lot of volume to do the breakout right there. That daily candle is insane. So where do you think it's gonna go? This chart is dirty. Just look at this one. The other cool thing about being in Jeremy Newby's chat room is a lot of them are initiated in trading. A lot of them are professionals. I have someone named Forker. Oh, he goes by Forker. Emilio. He said we spoke a little bit on Skype. He used to teach trading as well over where he lives. Can't remember. Norway, maybe. I think it could be Norway. Um, he taught about pivots. We also have Elisa. Elisa has her own YouTube channel, all about pivots, the power of pivots. That's her channel, the power of pivots, and she helps me find the trend lines because pivots are trend lines. So maybe up here, guys, right? The 17 high 40s, around that range. So keep that on watch, maybe. We have Alpine Trader. If you guys seen him on YouTube, he used to show his trading online a lot, but then he changed his focus. He's like a master coordinator for weddings and stuff. And if you look at his YouTube, I think lately he's been posting his Porsche racing. And Jeremy, obviously, if you look at his Instagram, his numbers are insane. Dude has if I have a $1,000 day, he'll have a $6,000 to $10,000 day. Mr. Mackey, you haven't seen your son for a month for the same reason? Did you get it? Did you get COVID? Shanawaz, people trade stocks only think about making money. No one can expect a loss in everything. It's easy to trade. The true is opposite. Very well said. Lately, all I do whenever I'm a little off, my defense is high. I remind myself how to fear the market. Some people come in like Batman and think they're gonna win, but as long as you're defensive and respect the market, you'll be okay. For me, at this point in my life, compared to 3 years ago, if you look at my old videos where I used to share my light speed, I trade a lot tighter. Back then, I was really relaxed, and when I watch it, I cringe sometimes. I'm like, that wasn't even worth trying, But now I don't have hardly those days. I'd rather just miss a trade than to be in a trade that gives me $1,000, but it went against me for quite a while. Carnan's posting EMPH. Closing the gap. Yeah, that's a good one. What's the volume's kind of low, so it's just cruising up there, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of just cruising. Shanabaz, you're down 19K. Well, I commend your honesty. Yeah. But yeah, also, well, look at all those 15s, all those green 15s. Nice look, Carnan. I'm looking at my my Discord app, Jeremy's chat room right now, to see what people are sharing for trade ideas. Also, I don't mind having a red candle. I mean, a red day if I did everything right. I mean, that's the whole idea of statistically having 90%. There's no way to work around that, in my opinion. If you say you can make it better, then possibly you haven't paper traded long enough to know statistically what it's like, because nobody is 100%. I mean, scalpers can get close to it, but nobody's 100%. That's like and I'm probably gonna post a video about that soon, about that form of psychology, but it's very simple. Statistics are numbers based on it's just they're numbers based on collected information. If you flip a coin, you're going to get 50% heads or 50% tails. If you flip it for a week, you could have maybe 60% heads and 40% tails. In which case, you may assume that you're going to win. You're going to be more successful if you call heads, right? But overall, in the end, after 6 months of paper trading or flipping that coin, you're going to know that EMPH is curling down. You're going to know that it's going to be 50%, and that's when your statistics is going to be more accurate. Now, when you go from paper trading to real trading, and then you say, "I can do better than that," no, you can't. You can't beat statistics if it's done correctly. You're not going to try harder, use your Jedi mind tricks, and flip that coin and get 60% every time. So so if you get heads one day and you call tails, then it's a red day. That's just how it is. I'm not saying that trading is like flipping a coin. Hopefully your strategy is over 60%. But that's just the idea of what statistics is all about. So too many times human behavior is to do better. I think I mentioned that before. Trying to be a C student is difficult, but if you try naturally to be the best you can be and be an A student, being an A student means doing your best to have the correct statistics. So if statistically you're 90 percentile, don't even try for anything better. Okay, I'm not seeing anything at the moment. JSEX says cars running again. Next resistance looks 6.5. Well, look at that volume spike right there. This one, cars, is looking pretty predictable right now, isn't it? I mean, whenever you see that volume spike, it ramps up. I mean, there are 3 times here that these counters are very predictable. But where's it going though, right? Where's the top? I think it could be there almost. Maybe up to here. 673. Okay. Just checking my phone. I hope Schnauz, that 19K wasn't too big of a loss for you. That would be pretty big for me, but I'm a hope that you recover for sure. Up to 100K last 4 weeks. Okay, well, you'll be just fine then. That's insane. Oh, Mr. Mackey says main job is a plumber, so I go meet people every day. Don't want to bring the virus home. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna pray for you, Mr. Mackey. I like your alias name, by the way. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Today's gonna be a short day. I may get off soon because my wife has a doctor's appointment. But yeah, I think we're hitting that lunchtime, and lunchtimes are always. Look at cars. That's a nice call, JSEC. That was this one right here. This is something I would take if I wasn't green today. To my extent, but what's beautiful about this is the volume. I mean, this morning there wasn't that much, and we all know that mornings and before the close, the volume is highest, right? That's when people actually come back or get ready to go, and there's nothing there. But it's just, the volume is just getting higher and higher, just showing more and more resistance. To me, it's kind of like slamming on the brakes when there's just too many people getting in on a move, and especially this right here. I don't really pay very close attention to these, but there is some value in a wick like this. So this is a hangman, meaning that there's a really long wick, a rejection. So that rejection kind of signifies something, and it scares you a little bit if you got in at a 1 minute trigger and it just fades down. Of course, this is a what do you call, small cap, so you have to go heavy on the shares. Hey OJ, long time. Check Twitch TV. You can live stream, record, post all videos. I think you have no delay, or Zoom. Zoom is good. My wife uses Zoom because she's a teacher, but the resolution isn't. I don't know if the resolution. Well, I don't know. I've never seen her screen record. I wouldn't use Zoom because I'll look into it though. I'll ask my sister. She's in that field. But yeah, there's Twitch. I hear a lot of people telling me about Twitch. I didn't realize until recently that Discord had a cap on viewers. I just looked it up, and they said it used to be just 10 until COVID came around, and then they upped it to 50. So sometimes in that lobby we're maxed out, and then one person was complaining that they couldn't get in. That's how I know about the cap. Twitch, I'm pretty sure, is really popular, right, amongst gamers. And I'll look into that. Thanks, OJ. I haven't heard from you in a while. OJ is a nurse, so dude is in the front line. Yeah, there's also that right there. I had a few people tell me they had issues with Discord. I don't know how. It's a gamer's platform, but I know Twitch also has webcam. So, right? I mean, I'm not entirely sure. So I'll look into that. But once I do that, then I separate myself from my friend Jeremy, and that's not a bad thing, but that's also not a good thing. Because I was here to support Jeremy, and I'm still going to support him because his chat room is awesome. But the good thing is I don't clutter the general chat. AU? Isn't that silver? Anglo gold. That looks good. But the thing about gold is like oil. Sometimes it just goes and it doesn't come back. That's just my personal bad experiences with those kind of commodities like steel and gold, X, AU, gold, GLD. GLD's Gilead, isn't it? No, that's Guild. But you know what I mean. Especially right now when this COVID issue and the market, I don't really trade those kind of things very well, at least. But that's a good look, Boo. I see what you're seeing. That nice volume, that push up. So what? I mean, if I took this as as a regular stock, then what would I see? I would see it up to here in the 26. What did it get to? 2605. This candle was 2607, 2 cents away, and it went up pretty fast. And look at you, you're absolutely right. It dropped, but it didn't have the look that I wanted. But you know, that was a nice one. I hope you got some of that. Personally, I probably miss it either way. But that was nice. Good call. But yeah, guys. Okay, so looks like this YouTube thing is being well received. So I'm probably gonna not only do Discord, but I'll definitely do the YouTube. Oh, Nate's saying, oh, one of the guys is saying that there's a way to screen record and stream on Discord. Okay. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing, Nady. I figured I can get passive income off the YouTube and use this as part of a stream, but it's delayed, right? So, guys, if any of you want to have faster info, or if you're really into looking into my scanners, you don't want that delay on YouTube. And I have this set on low latency, and if I set it at lowest latency, I may not even have the chat area of the screen. I'm not sure. I haven't checked that, but to me, there really is no difference. Setting at low latency there's still quite a bit of delay. But with Discord, and according to Nady, because he's the one that set up the Discord, he says there's still a delay in Twitch as well. So yeah, there's a good reason why I noticed there's all these new online guru traders that are using Discord, or they're using a proprietary chat room. What I used to use was Click Meeting, and that one worked well. But you know what I didn't like about that was I didn't check the settings every time I closed the meeting, it showed my address, gave everybody my information, which isn't a bad thing. It's not like I'm hiding anything, but dude, I mean, right after getting death threats, the last thing you want is to just get doxxed. And I mean, it's not like my address isn't publicized, but still. So Nady's saying that Twitch and YouTube has 20 to 30 second delay. That sucks. So Shanawa asks, how often do you live stream? I live stream on the Discord, at least recently I've been doing it every day. eBay bounce. Hey, Joe Dagger. Is this eBay? Oh, there was a nice bounce earlier, and now it's doing the little VWAP bounce. Yeah, but that's not my thing. It's to me, it's kind of going sideways. Am I looking at the right thing, Joe? Yeah, I am. Joe says, what were you on yesterday, or your Discord is better? It is not delayed. Yeah, I agree. I think Discord is better. And I like the community and that we created in the Discord app. But with the YouTube, it seems to be able to reach out better, right? If we want to, personally, if I want to increase exposure on the Discord, Jeremy Newby's Discord, and the link is in the description, then I should be on YouTube, so I can see more of you. And if we're more like-minded people, then I would definitely want you in the Discord, so we can share ideas. CVM. But don't get me wrong, the Discord, there are other traders that use different strategies. Like there's
Feds Kaplan says sees unemployment still elevated, as high as 10% at the end of the year.
Thank you, Charlie. So, what was I saying? Damn it. Yeah, going live on YouTube benefits the Discord. It brings in
Kaplan
people.
says the Fed will do what it needs.
Quiet, Charlie. By the way, that's Benzinga from Thinkorswim. Cars again. Cars again. Look at that. That's crazy. So yeah, with the Discord, unlike YouTube, I can share other things like the files. If you wanted like my scanners, you can find me there, and I can see you a lot better there than using my email. And I've had this request before, having my stop loss chart like this right here. This really helps me. I mean, even though I can do the math, the last thing we want to do is be delayed on doing simple math. So it's all set up. If I have a 40-cent stop, which basically includes, say like, let's just say you're trading something and entry looks like it's 36 cents away from the top, you're shorting it, but there's also a 10-cent spread, so 30 plus 10 is 40 cents. So I'm going to go to my stop of 40 cents right there,
CVS.
and then I'm going to ask myself, is it a C setup, a B setup, or a setup? If it's an A setup, a perfect setup, then I'm going to risk $200. And if it's a unicorn, then maybe I'll trade up with a $500 risk, something like that. So it's really simple for me. And then on this side is maximum shares. In case I'm trading something that's really big and really expensive like Tesla, then I'm going to do a quick math just to understand. If I ever had to scale out or scale in, what's my maximum amount of shares? Of course, that comes secondary to how much I'm going to lose, right? We always focus on the defense side. At least I do. Joe asked, do you know Jit David Kenny Glick? No, I don't. Tell you honestly, there's a lot of people I don't know, because I just there are pros and cons of knowing what's around you and what isn't when it comes to creativity. If you see other people's stuff, then sometimes it can actually give you mental blocks. So I have a good habit or a bad habit of not researching other people. Joe asked a question, do you think can you do a scanning on TOS, close the trade ideas? That is a really good question, George or Jorge. In fact, you saw, if you look at my video in the past showing my scanner parameters on trade ideas, I think it was right after my lesson 1, I had somebody actually message me or sent me an email directly related to that, which was pretty awesome. And he apparently, like a lot of people, are better at using the Thinkorswim platform than I am. And
CVS.
he actually went went through my video and tried his best to replicate the parameters. And I'm still trying to mess with it a little bit, but it's promising. I don't think it's as good as Trade Ideas, but I think it's the next best thing, right? I mean, Trade Ideas is shy of $100 a month, and Thinkorswim is free. So if you're looking for something free, I think Nelson. By the way, thank you, Nelson. Shout out to Nelson Lopez. I'm going to probably do a Q&A real soon, and talking about paper trading, and I'm gonna share with y'all what he come up with when it comes to the Thinkorswim parameters.
CVS.
Joe says, I need something like that. That is why I blew my account. I didn't have stop loss. Yeah, a lot of this is really important for scalpers too. You know, you just, when you want to know exactly and do things as fast as possible, this, in my opinion, is the best setup. That's why I even made up my own little plexiglass cover for it, so I'll never lose it. But I even get, you know, YouTube is so negative biased. I've had 2 people tell me how amateur I am for having something like that. You know, it's silly. They'll say, you don't know anything about average true range? We still got to do the math, you know? CVS is diving. Yeah, guys, keep your eye on CAR. I mean, there was plenty of times to get a good entry on CAR for short, or, you know, pull back for a long. But it's gone quite a bit of ways already, and we're already at noon, around noon. In this one's diving down. It's outside of the band of this. This is a VWAP, and VWAP with Thinkorswim has a band, and that's outside of that. 5 minute is what I generally look at to see what my profit could be potentially. So at this moment, it's a good 30 cents. The bottom is 15 cents away, so it's a 2-to-1 ratio, kinda. Looking at the daily right here, what do we see? Where is it going? This is kind of concerning because there's a gap fill here between these two, yesterday and today's candle, but I can't draw a trend line until it gets to 6160s. You guys see that? How it touches this candle, this candle, this candle, and this candle, and the 6160, 6150 area. So this is, if this one retraces back a little bit, like it's doing right now, then it's pretty much on its own. It didn't really have a, and on top of that, the volume. It doesn't have a rampant volume that really gives me that conviction, but it is bouncing. So, you know, how good is Trade Ideas, or how good is my parameters, is pretty good. But it's not. Nothing beats, you know, an organic eye. OJ says, I like to have a copy of that parameters. 80 and Nelson, I use Thinkorswim. Okay, I'll send it to you, OJ. I don't know if I can send it to you actually, but I'll show you what he come up with, and maybe you can step by step figure it out and actually even possibly make it better, OJ. Joe Dagger, they can call you amateur all you want, but you know how much you are losing. Yeah, exactly. If you watch my videos, you'll already know, and especially the way I act, I'm not exactly an extrovert like all these other YouTubers. I don't like car salesmen. I don't like people that talk a lot. I mean, talk loud, that are yelling at me. I don't like people that sound like they're trying to sell me something. So I'm a little bit more sensitive than they are, which is in the YouTube world, it's a con because I get burned out pretty quickly. So yeah, guys, this 10:15 and Trade Ideas is giving me some poop. I mean, some trades that I wouldn't trade right now. So I'm gonna get ready to eat something and then probably go to the doctors with my wife. So it was great being on YouTube again. I'll try my best to keep these lessons coming, but as you can see, I think streaming is the best form of education for the new people. You can continually ask questions, and I can hopefully answer them the best I can, and in which can directly answer your question rather than I'm still going to do the lessons because a lot of people don't know the foundation when it comes to that area. Of course, you can find it everywhere on YouTube, but I think I'm pretty good at breaking it down for a middle schooler. So, so just a heads up. Hey, thanks for joining me, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah, take care. Bye. Wait. Hold on one second. Let me just answer the question. What is the difference between Trade Ideas and versus Intensity Trader that most people try to sell nowadays? Well, I've heard of Intensity Scanner. It sounds cool. It sounds like the new thing, but I've had Trade Ideas for like over 10 years and it's never failed me, so I can't really switch. And the fact that most people are trying to sell it to you, you don't have to try to sell anything if it's good, right? And I don't know anybody who's trying to sell Trade Ideas. I mean, I am an affiliate, so you can't trust what I'm saying. Except for the fact that I would probably only be an affiliate if I believe in it, right? And it works for me. You see it work for me. You see her talking to me and telling me what to do. So can't really say much about Intensity Scanner except for that Trade Ideas is doing well for me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chanel West is going to be okay. So, yeah, he's probably just one of those big traders, guys. So yeah. Quite frankly, I know the people that can tell you how much they lose is generally the people that aren't ashamed of losing something like that. So most likely, he's not looking for sympathy. He's just telling the facts. So yeah, take care, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. I say bye, but I don't even know how to turn this stream off. Okay, there it is. Take care. Bye. Hey, no problem. I'm still trying to figure out how to close this thing. It won't let me close, guys. I'm pretty sure I'm not yellow anymore. I'm probably red. Let me see. Turn this damn thing off. Okay, there's one sure way, I think, and that's just like turning off my computer. But the OBS is stuck. Oh, okay, it's asking me to stop the stream. Okay, let me just start this over, okay? I'll see y'all next time, maybe tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye.